So I'm washing my bedclothes right now, but one thing I always like to do is check underneath for mold. And for some reason in this camper, and I'm not complaining at all, I have never had a mold issue underneath the mattress on this bed. I do see so many other videos where people are complaining about mold on their mattress or underneath their mattress, because I don't even have any, you know, air gaps or any holes or anything drilled through this bed platform, but I have never had an issue with mold. Not complaining, I just don't know why that is and why other people seem to get mold problems. I suppose one reason could be that my primary source of heat is this beast right here. I do want to mention though that one way I try and prevent mold from forming is I pull the mattress away from this wall a little bit. I'll leave like a 1-inch gap, because if the mattress is leaning right up against this and it gets, you know, it's fairly cold or whatnot outside and warm in here from the wood stove, this wall actually almost sweats from cold. So obviously that would create mold on the mattress, so I keep a nice little air gap between the wall and the bed. Anyway, while my sheets are being washed, on to project number 2. So if you've been around for a little while, you might remember that this truck box is a new to me truck box. But I've got a couple holes. You know, there's supposed to be like a plastic plug here, like this right here. But when I did pick this box up, it did not have any of these plugs. So I'm going to silicone them in because I plan on putting my bed liner back in here. One over here and one over here. I'm going to silicone these in because I plan on putting my bed liner back in here, and I don't want any water or moisture coming up through here and getting between the bed and the bed liner. So I just went around and cleaned around these little openings, but I'm realizing that spots like this are going to be fine for siliconing, but spots like this I'm going to have to put, I don't know, duct tape or something underneath just to give it a flat surface, and then once the sealant is dry I can just remove the tape from underneath the truck. I can tell you though, I really don't think that this duct tape here is gonna stay when I start filling that in, because it's just all grease underneath the truck, so it's not sticking there well as it is. So yeah, we'll see. Alright, so I have the small holes siliconed, just waiting for those to dry. I put another little layer just to make sure. This was kind of a larger hole, but I just siliconed all around the edges and then just webbed the silicone over the center just to get it evenly spread out and prevent it from falling through. So when that dries, I'm probably going to put another dab on there, just like another layer. This one over here, the duct tape underneath definitely didn't work. I didn't think it would, so I need to figure something out for that one. Okay, so very redneck, but this will work. I have my jack under here with a chunk of wood that I grabbed from my pile. Something hard kind of down here to fill this space, and I'll just silicone it in, and when it's dry I'll take that chunk of wood out and hopefully we'll be good. Another little project that was recently done is this little backup camera that was installed at the back of the truck, and the reason that's on there is because if you've been around for a while, you'll remember that time that I had the cap on the back of the truck and I backed into my scooter. So that should help. I won't be able to see anything. Let me just show you over here. I have very dark tint on the truck cap. So when this is on the back of the truck, you cannot see anything behind you. I know, use your side mirrors, whatever. I don't do that. I'm kind of a look in my back window type person, but now that the backup camera is installed, I'll be able to see what's behind me when I'm backing up. And just like the bed is made, fresh sheets, Nothing beats it. Another thing I wanted to mention too is that the cupboard doors up here with clothes in it, the closet doors there with clothes, I keep those cracked a little bit all winter because the clothes in there I don't want getting damp or moldy. So I leave them open so that the heat from the wood stove can get in there. Soon it's going to be warm enough where I could probably just shut them and not worry about it. But yeah. So the silicone is nice and dry now. I guess it's time to remove my redneck setup down here and see what happens. I really hope that removing that chunk of wood isn't going to take that silicone with it. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I know. Well, that's not too promising. Oh, it did work. Perfect. I think I'm just going to do another like just thin layer of silicone right across the top on all of these just to be sure. Maybe, actually, I don't know if I even need to. Well, yeah, I might just do a real thin just swipe just to be sure. And then the next thing to do, which probably won't happen today, it's getting kind of cold out. I'm gonna wash this truck, clean this box out really well. You can see it's pretty filthy. And then once it dries, give this a little spray with grease or undercoating or something before I put the liner in. One other project I need to work on very soon is putting this thing to use. So I plan on de-winterizing very soon. And the plan right now is to just clean up some of these small little trees here. This one here has to go, you know, this small little softwood things here. Hopefully you can see between the trees, but these two big pine trees here and here, I plan on putting 2 posts behind those and just kind of squaring it in. That way, once these are gone, I'll be able to put that big water container up on top of that. Obviously it will be boarded in on the top, put some cross braces in, and then I'll have plenty of water storage available for the gravity-fed water system. So basically the same kind of setup where I had a barrel up here, that just kind of a hose went directly into here. Same sort of setup, except I'm going to have that big water container setting up there. Whenever I have water, I'll just pump it into that and then just open it up and fill this. It's actually going to save a lot of trips of water runs. I think one of those containers holds 4 or 5 of these barrels here, so that's going to make a huge difference. So yeah, have the big attachment here that goes on the water spout down here, and I need to find a hose that's going to fit on the end of this, and something smaller that's going to be able to fit in that water inlet, basically, on the back of the camper. Another thing I think I'll have to do as well, because this is clear, the sunlight will penetrate through this and turn the water into a mess of algae. So I'm probably going to need to get darker, I'm not sure yet, maybe some tarps. I don't want to paint it because I don't think paint's the best thing for plastic from what I hear. So if I just tarp all around this and then tarp over the top of it for the most part, that should help keep light from penetrating into this thing and turning the water green. Another thing I have to get done is take the door off of this wood stove and get it re-roped. Around here is okay, but do you see how black the glass is from soot? Yeah, it's pretty black, and you can also see there's a gap here, right here, which means the glass is not, here, let me see, I can move it. The glass isn't in place well enough. This was roped before and the rope just became really loose. So, well, you can see, I mean, it's falling apart. Maybe you can't see, it's really dark in here, I'm sorry. But this rope, this glass basically needs to be re-roped. And when I take it in for them to re-rope the glass, they'll also clean the glass, which is great because that's a mess. But lately I've been having to take a glass scraper to it every day and just clean it off. Some people might cringe with that, but it, you know, it hasn't hurt the glass any. It's just, it's the fastest and quickest way to clean this thing. I know I could sit there and scrub with some apple cider vinegar, but I don't have time for that. So tomorrow, this is coming off of here. It's just a matter of popping these pins out and taking this off. And then hopefully this will be clean and completely re-roped. Excuse the mess in the shower. Right now it's somewhat of a storage compartment. Still don't have the camper de-winterized yet. I plan on doing that very soon now that our temperatures are kind of consistently above 0. At nighttime, that is. In the day, it's fine. But I have a question for you guys, and I need your help with this one. I plan on painting this shower white. I know there is a paint that you can get that will go over this plastic, and I don't know what it is. So if somebody can help me out with that, I plan on cleaning this up just a little bit. Last year I painted the bathroom, repainted it, I should say. So it's kind of like a gray mauve type color. But now I'd like to clean up this shower. It's yellow looking. So, you know, as with all other older RVs. So I just kind of want to clean it up, paint it white, make it look a little better. So if someone can tell me what type of paint I need to use for this that's actually going to stick and not make a mess later on, please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, the other thing I'm worried about is, if you remember, if you've watched long enough, I had to put some of that Gorilla Glue silicone on a crack that was in my bath pan, I guess it's called. Anyway, that helped sealed it so there's not water leaking through here. But I'm not sure if paint will stick to that. So that's going to be interesting as well. But yeah, if someone or anyone could let me know what type of paint to use on this that will work and stay, please do so, because I plan on cleaning this up just a little bit. It's looking kind of grungy. Time to take the garbage out. I realize that this video is all over the place in terms of stuff that I'm trying to get done and accomplish, but I'm literally just trying to show you that sometimes this is what your days off look like. You're working. I spend a lot of my days off just trying to accomplish projects at the camper, because there's always something to do. You certainly never get bored. Could probably remove these. I don't think the snowplow is going to need to plow snow anymore this year. Anyway, yeah, if you're someone who likes to relax on all your days off, I'm just throwing it out there that off-grid living might not be for you. I think it's time to dig out the solar lights for the end of the driveway. Gotta refill the wood shavings bucket for the composting toilet. Is this guy still under here? Oh, yep. This guy, hopefully he doesn't jump at you, was hanging out on my screen door this morning. So I made a mistake. Not overly uncommon, but I siliconed all these openings, right? But I'm realizing now that these small holes right here, there's one in both corners. I should actually probably open those ones up, remove the silicone from just those. These are fine to be covered up. I just think that it's good to leave 2 small holes open for drainage in case I'm going to get any water in the under the plastic liner when I do put it in here, which is possible. I mean, water can splash up underneath of it. Sometimes there's a little lip that just doesn't, obviously it doesn't seal here on the end. So yeah, I think I'm going to take the silicone out of those 2 small holes just for drainage. Sorry I sound like I have a cold, but I do. Okay, so things got done pretty quickly around here. Got these little trees cut down in behind here. As you can see, I'm going to pull them all out for where the water tower is going to go.
So that's exciting. Now I just have to clean up the mess. Sorry for the wind, but I just drug out my plastic liner and gave it a wash down underneath because obviously that's the side that's going to be resting against the truck bed. But you can see all these brown spots. I mean, there's some grease on there from before, but I'm pretty sure all these brown spots on the plastic are from rust on my other truck bed. Anyway, I've got it sprayed down, just sitting out drying, and now I'm about to wash my truck. So I needed to have my truck sloping downward. So I'm going to wash out the truck bed, and I wanted all that water to run down at the end. I've got this all sprayed out and washed out. Any of the black stuff that you see over here, that's just spray back from when I did the rails here. And now it's a matter of just letting this dry. I did open back up these little drainage holes here, one on each side. So once this is dry, I'm going to hit it with the fluid film. Okay, time to start the fluid film. Okay, no idea what I'm doing here. Ooh, kind of stinks. Well, so this is interesting. I bought 3 of these cans and I have only used one so far, and I did the whole truck box. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure if I need to double coat or if I just bought too many. Yeah. Well, here we are. I got the liner back in. And I have 2 more of these cans that are unused, so I'm probably just going to take them back to the store. They were like 17 bucks a piece, so I completely covered everything with just the one, so yeah. So that is another project complete, and in a few days or sometime, whenever there's time, I'll probably get this cap thrown on the back finally. Okay, well, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I took this in earlier to get the glass re-roped in the stove door, and that looks a whole lot better. You can kind of see this was all re-roped. Cleaned the glass too for the most part. Yeah, that looks a hell of a lot better. So now I've just got to take this inside, stick the pins back in, and get a fire going.